So I look so washed out, and I don't know if it's because I'm not tan or if it's because it's nighttime and I don't know how to use lights.
It is daytime here. That helps. I guess I didn't think about that. I also have my ring light going, so I'm just like, I'm illuminated.
Oh, do you have one of these?
What the fuck is that?
Sorry.
Shut up. What is that?
You don't...
No.
Girl. You're the best and worst influencer at the same time.
I am. I'm really...
How do you not have one of these?
I've just got the ring light. Okay, so funny story about the ring light.
Yeah,
so the one that I had before, it's $20 on Amazon. I had it once, had it for a while, it broke, and then I was like, I'm just gonna buy the same one. It was $20. And so I
like on a tripod, right? Like
just like a tripod. One. It works fine. I had this current one for a year and a half, March 2023, according to my Amazon. And I've had the light taped on to the ring light because it fell off. And then it just like completely disintegrated. So I was trying to film a reel last week. And yeah, the phone like flew off the back. And it's just because like the piece that holds the phone just like, so I had to tape that piece on because it was like for a brand. And I was like, I need to film this. And then I just bought a $30 ring light. So
oh my God, you're going up.
It's like big too. It's like sturdy and big. I'm like, this was $10 well spent.
Okay, send me the link because I use like this, and then I use the little clip-on one. It's called the Alex Earl ring light. Do you know what I mean?
God, shut up.
Are you on
Alex
TikTok?
Earl.
Oh, yeah, you are on
girl,
TikTok.
I'm on TikTok. That's all I do. In the evening time is watch TikTok.
We need mics that you can hold probably too, because I feel like we're the kind of people that like that. Should we do our intro thing where we like say the things?
Okay, let's do it. Let's just do it. Okay, ready? Okay,
yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's Carolyn and Michelle. Also, real quick, did you hear my Outlook notification?
Mm-mm.
Okay, sorry. Oh my God, I turned off my Teams sound because I'm on my work computer.
You're just like, nobody email me right now, please,
like,
for the next hour.
Let me just like X out of, as long as you can't hear it. That's fine.
No, it's fine. I mean, who cares? No one cares. You might trigger some people who are on a run hearing that sound, but
that's true. Okay. Now we can officially, I just close out. I thought, whatever. It doesn't matter if you can hear it. Okay. Hey, what's up? It's Carolyn and Michelle,
aka LA Triathlete and Fuel My Run. And we're going off course. Okay, sorry. A little Napa visit real fast because they just came home, but which is like fine. Napa, come here. Just come say hi. She can say hi to the people.
Oh okay, my goodness. Okay, bye.
Get out.
Hi.
Okay, bye.
I'm like kind of worried about my cats. Well, he's asleep right now. Like the one is a fucking menace, and whenever I've got like something new going on, he's like goes crazy. So we'll see what happens. He's asleep right now.
They're welcome. So. This is an animal friendly pod.
I was about to say, it's pet friendly for sure. Okay.
Yeah, it has to be because or else we'd be screwed.
Exactly.
Are you in an apartment, by the way?
Oh yeah, teeny tiny apartment.
I mean, that's LA living. I'm in an apartment too.
Tour. Yeah.
Yeah. It would take like 10 seconds.
It's like living room, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom. It's like
totally. Oh my God. You have a bathroom. No, I'm just kidding.
I have a bathroom.
LA's expensive.
I didn't know. So like our old apartment was a similar size. And so when we moved into this one, I was like, it's going to be great. 10 square feet smaller than the old one. But we didn't know that I guess here you can legally include the balcony as part of the square footage. And our balcony is fucking huge. And so we're like, oh, okay. I guess that counts as so.
Liars. You have a good view though. You have a view of the skyline, right?
Oh my God. I can see downtown. I can see to the ocean when it's clear. It's not clear today, but I can see Long Beach. The little like,
I miss it.
Industrial, like whatever's going on over there. The port. Thank you.
The port. Beautiful. Beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
So what are we doing here? How did this happen?
So yeah, what are we doing here? So back in August, I had this wild hair that I was like, they need more of me, right? Like Instagram's not enough. So they need more content. And
August?
And I was like, I've tried YouTube and maybe I'll try YouTube again, but it's like video editing is so hard and I don't have the right camera, blah, blah, blah.
You already do so much.
I know. I'm so exhausted. But also it's like hard with video because you have to like, I mean, I guess we're doing video right now, but
we're working on the quality, people. If you're watching on YouTube, Spotify, or we're working on it, okay? We don't need these comments.
Yeah. Shut up.
Anyways, keep going.
But I was like, I don't know. I like had a wild hair. I get these wild hairs all the time. And then I like kind of like start to do something or I'll do like, I did like 2 YouTube videos and quit. Right. And I was like,
a wild hair?
A wild hair.
What's a wild hair?
Oh, you've never heard that term?
No, I thought you were talking about a video you posted with wild hair.
Oh, no, I mean like, oh, wild hair,
Oh my God, I don't know the saying.
Oh my God, shut up. The Midwest has so many weird sayings.
Hair, like H-A-I-R?
Yeah. Yeah, like I think that's, like wild hair.
Or like hair like a horse.
I think it's H-A-I-R. It means like a wild idea. A wild
Got
hair.
it. I was just going on thinking you're talking about a reel you made with your hair, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're... Continue.
Like,
sorry. Hopefully we just taught people something new.
There's another one in the Midwest we say a lot, which I use too much, which I shouldn't use because I love cats, but it's, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting. So like in LA, I always say, Pasadena, I'm like, oh, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Trader Joe's. It just means there's like a lot of something. And so like I say it because it's like a funny say. It's not funny.
Up.
It's a weird
I've never
saying.
heard that either.
No one has in California is like, they're like, what? And I'm like, you wouldn't know. You don't get it.
They give you the look that I'm giving you right now. Like,
they're like, dead cat. Like, don't you like cats? Yeah. The Midwest listeners are like, definitely
like, we get it. So, okay, you're skinny.
So I had my wild hair.
You had your wild hair. Okay.
Had my wild hair. And I was like, I don't know. I like thought about starting a podcast, but I was like, I don't know. By myself is hard. I mean, I do talk a lot, but it's like, is there enough? And then I kept thinking about co-host. And I was like, okay, like I would have to have someone hopefully in like fitness space. But I was like, someone who, makes content, who's funny, blah, blah. And I was like literally thinking Michelle, Fuel My Run. But I was like, we don't know each other that well. I felt kind of weird asking. So I let the idea slip out of my mind until, what was it?
November,
early November. Michelle, we were chit-chatting, right? About just life.
We're complaining about Instagram, let's be honest.
Yeah, I complain about Instagram a lot. Michelle gets the brunt of it, so. And then, Michelle's like, I've kind of been wanting to start a podcast. And I was, hold on, really? I was like, what did you want to? So that's kind of how this idea was born. And then in my initial wild hair phase, I thought going off course was a good name because, I don't know, in a race, going off course is something that happens to us sometimes.
Not the best.
Not the best. And like it happens in running and triathlon races. So it's like when you miss a turn or something and then you're like not on the race course anymore. And then I figured that was a good name for the podcast because, well, it will be about running and triathlon, but I also want to just be like chit chat about literally anything, stories, life, whatever. So it's not like strictly fitness related. So
yeah, which is funny because I feel like my entire life revolves around fitness to a certain degree. Obviously, like yours even more than mine. But sometimes it's like, you just don't want to talk about it. But obviously, it's probably still going to revolve around it. So if you're into fitness, running, swimming, biking, triathlons, just running, Pilates, yoga, which is like, people are so weird about yoga. Okay, people get over it.
I know.
Get over it. Big yoga fan over here. People like, oh, yoga? You think that's strength training? I don't want to talk about it. But that's a gripe we'll get into later.
It's so hard. Listen, I've been to like 3 yoga classes, and every time their instructor's just like on me, touching me, because I can't do any of the moves because I literally have no flexibility or strength. So
that's hard to believe. But okay, going back to you reaching out, being like, oh, podcast. It's really creepy and weird because I had a podcast back in the day, 2020, 2021, and it just kind of like fell apart because I really wanted a co-host. And in the back of my mind, I've always wanted to work with Carolyn to some capacity, just like somehow. And I've always kind of thought who would be a good co-host to work with. And when you said that, I was like, this is serendipitous because I actually just lost one of my big clients for work and I have some time and the bandwidth. And I figured, why not?
So, It was fate.
Have you ever gone off course in a race though? Which I'm realizing is probably a lot more easy to do with the triathlon because there's a lot of twists and turns.
That is true. You hope that there's not twists and turns, but there always is. But I have twice, actually both within the last year, over a year and a half or so. So the first one was I did the San Diego International Triathlon, which I'd done before. And okay, this is actually kind of embarrassing. The course could not be easier, but it's kind of a smaller race. It's not like super well marked. And so I was one of the first people out on the run, swim, bike, run. And then
where is it in San Diego? Is it downtown?
It's kind of. It's right by the airport. So there's like a park.
Balboa
I can't remember the name of it. Not Balboa Park. It's like a marina.
Oh,
I can't remember the name, but you go along the water towards downtown. It's literally a straight shot. But there's one section where you're kind of right on the beach, and then I think it like forks into two. You could go one way or the other. They both kind of go the same direction. But anyway, I took the wrong turn somehow. And I was like, I've done this race before. This is actually really embarrassing. And so I started running, and I'm like up on this sidewalk, like now, and I'm looking around, and there's no one. Yeah, no one. There's like some guys walking that aren't part of the race. And I was like, excuse me, have you seen any runners? And he's like, yeah, like down that way. And so I turn and look, and it was like maybe, I don't know, like 50 yards. Was from the actual course. But then it like pissed me off because there were some people I had passed. And then I like ran back down, and they were past me. So I had to pass them again. And that was like minor. I think I like added not even a quarter mile. And then the worst one though, this is a terrible story. So I did Oceanside 70.3 in April and did the swim, got on the bike, and I'm determined to PR. Although this is like a hard race to PR. It's like a very hilly bike course. So I get on the bike, and I have a really good friend, Elizabeth Heinbach. Maybe she'd be a guest. She's amazing. And she's from Cincinnati, so that's how I know her. But so it was her and I on the bike by ourselves, kind of like other people were ahead or behind, whatever. So she's behind me on the bike. And this course is very confusing. Like there's a lot of turns, but there's people, it's Ironman. So there's tons of volunteers and staff directing you where to go. And so this is so dumb. So there was a left turn, and it was like it was kind of a fork again. So you either like turn left and kind of go like onto the shoulder of this freeway almost. And then another fork that also goes left. But then there was like a chain link fence that was open. And you would think probably not the chain link fence. Right? That's not the way to go. And you'd be correct. But for some reason in my head, I knew there was another spot on the course where you have to go through an open chain link fence, which I was right. Like way later on. And so I turned down this road, like the shittiest road you've ever seen.
What's up with the signage? I'm getting angry.
So there's people standing there directing you to tell you to turn left.
And you're just
but they're not saying which one. And so I start go down this road, and it's all torn up, gravel everywhere, holes and potholes. I'm like, this feels wrong. And I turn around, Elizabeth is behind me. And so I was like, maybe it is right. And then we literally come to a dead end at a wastewater treatment plant. Luckily, it was still a quarter mile. So we had to turn around and go all the way back. So we definitely added a half a mile, which that's kind of significant. I mean, it's a 56-mile bike. So in the grand scheme of things, maybe not. But then I felt so bad because she followed me.
You took her with you?
I basically took her with me, and she was so sweet. After she's like, well, it's not your fault. I turned too. And we came back up. The volunteers were like, well, we tried to yell.
We tried to yell, tackle me.
I know. Or put some cones up. One cone right in the middle of that road. It's a Sunday. No one's going to the wastewater treatment plant. Or move the cone if someone is. So anyway,
there's something during a race, though, where I don't know about you, but my brain, especially trail races, will always try to do the wrong direction. Even though it's clearly marked, I'll be like, well, I might need to go that way. I've been yelled at so many times. Not that way. I'm like, I don't know. I always make the wrong decision. I don't have a good pulse on the right decision during a race.
Yeah.
Tell me where to go. Don't make me think.
Your glycogen stores are depleted, right?
They're depleted. Also, my brain can't work.
Same. I'm totally the same way. And it's if there's two options, I stress, and it's going to be the wrong one. And my Garmin, I have the computer with me. I've got the route. You download the route. It tells you where to turn. But this was such a weird turn that it was you have to go left either way. So yeah,
I'm mad. I'm mad at Ironman.
Have you ever gone off course?
I have, but this one was very confusing. It was. Good. Yeah. It was have you ever done a Ragnar relay?
No, but I know what it is, and I'd like to do one someday. So if anyone's interested
for that, let's do it.
That's true.
Oh yeah, let's start reach out if you want to do a Ragnar. Let's do it. Oh my God, how fun! Anyway, I loved it. It was one of the best experiences. But I did the Vegas one, which is fun, crazy, seems semi-illegal at times because you're running on the freeway in the middle of the night with trucks coming at you. Scary.
Yeah. And probably aliens or something, right? I don't know. It seems like an alien kind of place. Yeah.
No, 100%. Many aliens. And I was doing a long leg. I think it was 11 miles. And
oh my God.
I know, it was kind of cool, but it was not cool at the same time. Basically, you start at a ski resort and it's snowing. And you go down the mountain, which I didn't do that leg. And it ends up being really hot because it's Vegas. And I forget what time of year it was. but I transitioned to the point where I was wearing a long sleeve and long pants because I'm stupid and didn't kind of figure it out. And it was hot as fuck. It was like 90 degrees at the point I was doing in the desert. And there's no clear signage. You're bundled up.
And gloves on.
Yeah, right. I was like ripping things off. There's no one around. And you're just running in the desert. Nothing is marked. Like you look in the distance, you might see a little like fuel station with no water cups. And so you just like,
it's just a mirage.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, no, seriously. And so at one point I was running straight and I'm like, there's no signs. Should I just veer off a little bit one way or the other? And so in my head, I'm like, yeah, you probably should.
Right.
And so I turned, realized after, I don't know, maybe a half mile or something, like 5-ish minutes, maybe 4, I was going into no man's land. And so I turned around to come back and then just made a decision to go as straight as possible. And I eventually found my van, but
good.
It was awful. There's no, come on, Ragnar, clearly mark it.
That's, what's funny is I know someone from back home who was doing a Ragnar. I can't remember which one it was. And I don't even know if it was a Ragnar or some sort of running race. And she got so lost that their team had to pull out of the race. They could not find this woman. And it was the same thing, like wrong turn, and just kept going forever. And they couldn't find her. And there was like no cell phone service. And they still haven't found her.
Ragnar's, remember at that race I was doing at the time, my ex-boyfriend, we needed like a 12th because we didn't do the ultra. We did the one with 2 vans. And he had to be in the second van. I felt so bad for him. We didn't know anyone in the second van. He just did it. He's like, I'll do it, whatever. And they were brutal in the second van. My van, like I had friends, I knew people. We would just stop and get food, have a beer. We would celebrate. Yeah. I remember at one point he was starving because he didn't have enough food. And they're like, no, we can't stop now. And so they made him run his legs hungry. And they wouldn't stop. I don't know. I felt so bad for that guy. Sorry, Cody. Anyway.
You were in the party van.
I was in the party van, and then he was whatever. But then afterwards was really fun because he got a party in Vegas.
Maybe I'll do it. Just maybe. Sounds great. Running on the freeway at night.
It's so funny how you plan races so far ahead.
Yeah. No, I do that too, like years in advance. Because it's like you plan out the whole year. And you know something's not going to work out next year. And then you're like, I'm already planning for 2026.
No, like literally. 2028. Like, sir, when is it going to work? I don't know. Maybe 2035. But wait, what do you have coming up next?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So my schedule for next year, I'm trying to like load it up because this year, not that I'm complaining, but I didn't race very much because of the wedding, which was a good excuse to not race. The wedding. So I like raced a lot in the beginning of the year and then the second half of the year, which it's like fine. It was kind of a nice little break because I get burnt out really easily, but I still trained. Like I had no races, but my coach was still giving me like workouts that were kind of intense, and I was calling it Body by Pete because his name's Pete. And I was like, I'm going to be so fit on my wedding day.
Yeah. But and you were. And you are.
Thank you. You had a really nice tan line. But yeah, 2025 will be interesting. I decided I was going to do the Ventura Marathon, right? So I signed up and then I did tee-hee-hee. And so I got the race insurance because it was like $9. And I was like, I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes things change with like
you never
triathlon
know.
And so whatever. I was like, okay. And then I was going to do Oceanside 70.3. So that's why I picked Ventura because it was enough time before Oceanside that I would have time to like cover whatever.
Oceanside just happened, right?
Oceanside's April, like the first Saturday in April.
What just happened? What triathlon
Indian
just
Wells.
happened? Oh, okay.
Indian Wells.
Not even close. Okay, got it.
Yesterday. Huge FOMO. Love that race. But yeah. So I never do the LA Marathon anymore because it's so close to Oceanside. And so I was like, I'll do Ventura because I haven't ran a marathon in 5 years. It's like, this is going to be crazy because I've gotten a lot faster.
5 years? I'm so excited for you.
Literally pre-COVID, the LA Marathon that happened one day before COVID. So
how was that 5 years ago? That's scary.
That was almost 5 years ago. And
it feels like, 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
It literally feels like 2 years ago. It's disgusting. Yeah, okay. It's crazy. I was so young. But like,
wild.
I got injured. I hurt my knee or something and then like didn't train for like the most important part. And I didn't have a coach. I like didn't run for a while because my knee was hurting, blah, blah, blah. And I still I think I ran a PR. It was like 3:55. And my half time now compared to then is like 20 minutes faster. So I'm like, okay, I can do a marathon.
You're going to do so well.
I hope so. I'm like
Wait,
scared.
So you are doing
like,
LA.
Well, so I was like going to do Oceanside. LA's too close to Oceanside, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I'll do Ventura. And then you were like, don't love that course. And I was like, okay, kind of scared. But then
it's not fair.
I got invited. I don't know if I've told you this.
No. Oh, yeah. Can you
yeah,
say?
I think I did. I was like, I really told anyone. I think I can tell. I'll just say half of it.
You're sounding very influencer-esque right now.
I know. I'm like, guys, I got a brand trip. I guess it's technically kind of a brand trip. Guys, ever heard of it?
It's 100% a brand trip. What else is it?
It is. I'm so excited, but I'm going to Mallorca the same week as Oceanside. And so I was like, no offense to Oceanside. I do love that course, but I'm like, Mallorca is going to take priority. So then I decided I'm going to do LA instead because I'm not doing Oceanside. And so I was like, I can just drop out. I got the race insurance. Let me just get out of Ventura. So I went on the line. I didn't tell you this. I went to like get my money back from the marathon. And then you have like with the race insurance, it's not just like you can just
get out and get your money back. They're like, we're going to put you through the ringer.
Excuse. No, literally. They were like, pick which one it is. It was like, what is the reason you can't race? To? Work trip, which I was like, that's a good one. And then it was like, it is injury, car accident on the way to the race,
pregnant, having
family
a baby.
member, pregnant, or your own death. And I was like, that's the one.
You select your own death.
I was like, they're like, can you provide a death certificate? But
damn, Ventura's petty.
Dude, that was crazy. So
I
was
like,
okay,
did you
trip.
die? But did you die?
Yeah, but like I need proof. So I was like, work trip. And they're like, can you provide flight receipts? And I was like, okay, this is a little intense. And it was basically saying, if you lie, this is insurance fraud. And I was like, don't want to go to jail. So I deferred.
Oh my God.
Not deferred, but I was like, can I do the half? So I might do the half. I might not do it. I don't know. I already spent the money, but I don't want to go. It's Jordan's birthday. And I'm like, anyway.
You're scared
I'm
of,
so sorry.
It's a work trip. You're not going to get credit card fraud. Actually, Ventura, I don't know. I did lightly bully Carolyn, and this isn't fair. If you know me, which I guess we'll tell people who we are eventually, but if you know me, you know I have a gripe with Ventura County in general. Ventura, Ojai, nothing against Ojai. I do like the start of Mountains to Beach. But the Ventura Marathon, before they changed the course, was a death sentence, a death trap, and honestly should be illegal. They try to market it like beautiful, peer-to-peer, California, surfer girl, whatever. But it's roadkill, and it's hot, and it's flat, and it's not fun. And I did hit a wall both times. I did the course, actually maybe 3 times. And I did DNF at Mountains to Beach. But other than that, no, I'm pissed. So anyways, the Ventura Marathon doesn't like me. So, my point is, it's a different course now. So I shouldn't even be making that,
Yeah. Well, you made some good points. And it is a different course. I think it is the Mountains to Beach course, I think. But then you're like, well, there's like, even when it was the other course, there's not really a lot of crowd support. And I imagine Mountains Beach, there's not going to be like any crowd support. And I'm like, I really need a crowd. And I was like, LA
there's no crowd support.
Lit the whole way. And I was like, that's what I need. So, and it's like, it's right by, I'm not getting a hotel. It's right there. It's easy. So LA.
Yeah. How far is that to the start line? Like, is it, it's not that bad, I guess.
When the first time I did it, I lived in downtown. So I basically could walk to Union Station where the buses take you up. But Union Station's probably, without traffic, 15 minutes from my apartment. Chill.
Getting to the LA start line, though, I dropped off a friend this year. It is brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
That's why you gotta do
the
shuttle.
And even with the shuttle, like we were in line with the shuttle. You got to get there early now because I did the old course. God, I feel old now.
Same. I did the old course too.
Don't you? I feel like you're an old runner when you're like, oh, I remember the old course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm very upset about this.
Doesn't even matter what year it was. It's just the old course.
I still have opinions. I'm like, I love the LA Marathon. It's like a completely different race. I'm like, I should do it too. No, I can't.
You should. Should you?
Wait, when is it? March
16th.
Okay, I'm doing Boston, which is
no big deal.
I think like a month.
It's literally
after that.
Very close.
18th. Yeah.
I mean, you could. Maybe.
I mean, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, okay, so you have LA, and then what else?
Yeah, sorry. Wow, I do this tangent.
I'm pretty sure I did the tangent, but
I popped off. And then we're gonna do weird, as in me. I'm gonna do St. George 70.3 will be my first half Ironman for the year, and that is the May 10th, I think. And honestly, I did it for the first time last year, and I loved that course, loved it. And I was like, I'm gonna do it every year. It's only 6 hours from LA. It's an easy drive. It's beautiful. The course is beautiful. The bike was like kind of slow for me. It's kind of hilly, but the run was my PR run for half Ironman. And I was like, this is amazing. And
my God. It's beautiful, right?
It's so beautiful. And then Ironman just announced that this year is going to be the last year, which pisses me off. They've been having that race there. Like, they have a statue in the town of St. George commemorating this race. And I'm like, usually though, it's the city. Sometimes I think, like, I don't know, there's like different issues. I'm sure, like, sometimes the city doesn't want them there, or sometimes maybe like the contract expires and they're like, it's too much work or money or whatever. So I'm like, something like that happened. But I was like, I'm obviously doing it this year, but I'm like so sad about it.
No, I want the details. Somebody comment and explain what's going on, because there seems to be some drama. There, like, why wouldn't they? It advertises their, you know, city people, tourism dollars,
huge tourism, like. And the town is so beautiful. It's like small and clean and quiet. And the most shocking thing to me is that there was absolutely no charge for public parking. Like, you just park on the street anywhere for free. Because we had we drove my car, and I was like pulling up to get my race packet, and I was like, holy, it's the Mormons, man. They're just so nice. They're like, free parking. And then they have, do you know about the soda shops in Utah?
Hell yeah, I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, you get it. So I went there after the race, and I was like drinking all these different things. I was like, this is so much fun. And then now they're like, we're not doing it anymore.
How do people drink a big soda every morning like that?
I don't know.
Can you imagine?
During a race when it's like hot, it was kind of hot there because, I mean, it's Utah. Oh my God. I was like thinking about the whole time, and we got like 3 different ones, and they were very good.
You reminded me of something. I just got sad memory. So I was actually supposed to do the St. George Marathon this year.
I've heard that one's really good.
2 years ago. Mm-hmm. This year. Yes. Mm-hmm. Everyone talks about it. People get their PRs there. Whatever. I did such a rookie mistake. And I signed up, I think it was 1 day late when they stopped taking entries. Mm-hmm. So I guess I didn't technically sign up.
Wait, that's a bummer. Did you?
When was this?
I think it's
2 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's in
right? Yeah, it's the fall.
The fall. Yeah. So I ended up doing Long Beach instead of St. George. I'm still sad about
so that would have been 2 years ago.
I would love to do it again. I wonder what the course, like if the course is similar to the course that the Ironman does.
I imagine, because like the half Ironman goes through the town and stuff. And it's like, I don't know why I ran so fast. I think it's like not flat, but you kind of go uphill for like 3 miles, but it's not super steep. And then there's a couple like steep rollers, but then when you come back, it's like downhill, but then you do it twice. So then you're just like,
you do it twice?
Like running. Yeah. So it's like a 2-loop course, which is not bad because there's a lot of crowd support, you know, because it's like a smaller, more compact. And then you get to see people, you know, like other athletes and stuff. So it's a good one. I'm kind of sad. Maybe it'll come back. Sometimes that happens too, where like Ironman in a city stop doing a race and then they bring it back. So TBD.
Interesting.
And then
let's get the tea on that though. Somebody tell us what's going on.
And then what else? Oh, okay. So then I'm sure I'll do like some Olympic distance short, like local one. There's a bunch of those in California, unsurprisingly. And then I'm trying to decide. There's a ton all like in Orange County and San Diego and stuff. There's a good one in June. But I do go to Spain again. So I'm going to Mallorca in April, and then I'm going to Spain again for my friend's wedding.
She's a world traveler.
I'm a world traveler.
No way. How fun.
I know, I'm excited. But then I'm like, that kind of like cuts my training because it's a wedding. I'm not going to train. And then there is one I'm debating. So I just, like I said, I want to race a lot. So St. George for sure in May. Santa Cruz 70.3 in September.
Fun. Love Santa Cruz.
It wasn't a pro race the last 2 years, so I couldn't do it. I did it 3 years ago, and then for 2 years I couldn't do it. And then actually my cousin gets married the Thursday before in San Jose. So
it's meant to be.
Right. It's meant to be. So I'm like, we'll do a wedding. I won't drink at the wedding. And then the race is Sunday, and I can make my whole family come. Because like, what else is there to do? There's nothing else they'd rather do than spend their entire day.
When you say, and just for background, I'm not a triathlete. I'm not going in the pool. I'm not going in the ocean. I'll be in the boat. I'll be on the buoy supporting you. But when you say it's not a pro race, does that mean, so you're pro.
Yes.
Does that
barely.
mean that like it has to be that there has to be a pro field for you to compete?
Yeah. So I'm going to be honest with you. I've had my pro card. This will be my last year with my pro card, and I still haven't quite figured it out. There's like rules. That suck. Unless you requalify, but it's like impossible. It's so hard.
Where did you qualify?
We should do an episode. I did the LA Triathlon in 2022. And so when you qualify, you get it for the rest of that year. So 2022, and then you have it for 3 years in full after that. So yeah, then to requalify, there's like a bunch of different ways you can requalify. They're all so hard. Well, basically, the way that I would be most likely to requalify, I forget the exact rule. It's like you have to be within, I think it's like 8 or 12% of the fastest time in an Ironman race, whatever. So let's say that like winner goes, 4 hours and 10 minutes. You have to be within like a certain percentage of that time. But the problem is all the races that I do are like pro races, right? You have to be a pro. And so then the winner is like Taylor Knibb, who she's the one who went to the Olympics for like 3 sports, like really fast.
Get out of there,
girls.
Taylor.
I know. I'm like, why do I keep signing up for these? But like, yeah, these bitches is so fast. So I'm like, if I can't requalify, it's like fine. But that is a restriction though. So you get like perks for being a pro, which is like the whole reason I do it. I'm literally like at least in the bottom 5, if not the last place.
You're a pro, regardless. It's incredible.
Thank you so much.
You qualified. Wait, can we find you a race with like when Taylor is at a wedding or in Mallorca, Spain? Or
whenever Taylor's. Yeah, but then you get Paula Finley. So I'm I gotta find a wedding where Paula, Taylor, Ellie Salthouse, when they're all at the same wedding,
all together.
The same weekend.
Well, we can do this. Let's make friends with them. With a friend that's about to get married. That friend will have a wedding. We won't go. I mean, I could go, but maybe I'll be on the buoy supporting you, and they'll go, and you'll do the race. It's a conspiracy. We will plan it, or we'll make our own race.
I love it. I'm down. I mean, and then we'll be like. But like it'll be very restricted. There'll be like 3 people.
Why do they go in the fastest? There's always the outlier.
That is true. That's true because like when I did Oceanside last year, I only did 2 70.3s last year, and Taylor Knibb was there, and she blew everyone else out of the water. She beat some of the pro men. She's so fast. Look her up. She's so funny. I don't know if you saw the clip. I feel kind of bad because I'm pretty sure she probably didn't want this on social media, but everyone was posting it and it was like blowing up. But she's the one, I'm sure you saw it, where she's running and the camera's following her. And she goes, please don't show my ass on camera because I just shit my pants.
I haven't seen that.
It's so funny.
Honestly,
she's like,
that's badass.
I want to be friends with her so bad, but I saw her at the pro meeting at Oceanside.
Wait, how do you spell her last name?
Knibb. It's Knibb.
She's a K last name girl like me, except for
she is. She's like
K. Yeah, my K is not silent. Knib. Apparently, I can't spell. Knib. This is getting
2
creepy
B's
now.
But yeah, she's like unbelievable. But yeah, so Santa Cruz 70.3. It's like not. So they also have this thing called the Ironman Pro Series that they're doing too, which is just like bring more fans and stuff to the sport, which is kind of cool. But only certain races are pro series. So St. George is one. So a lot of the bigger names do show up to those. I don't think St. George is. So maybe there's like a chance of me. I don't know. I feel like this is my year. I'm going to get so much faster. There's no chance.
Let's make it our year. You're going to do it.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Santa Cruz 70.3 in September. And then I think that's like September 9th or something. And then I'm going to, this is embarrassing. Not embarrassing,
Spain?
but
no,
I'm going back to Spain. I'm just kidding. I'm actually going to another part of Europe, I think. It's not like Jordan's family. We're trying to go to Oktoberfest in September for 2 weeks. We're going to do like Germany, where each couple in the family gets to pick out a like city. And so Jordan, I was like, I don't care, but I just want to go to the Dolomites. Like, I don't care where we go, but we're going to the Dolomites.
What do you do at the Dolomites?
Maybe rent a bike, maybe hike. So anyway, I'll be gone for like 2 weeks anyway, blah, blah. And then that's just like a lot of travel, a lot of vacation days at work. And then December, I'll probably do Indian Wells 70.3. So those are my 3. So yeah, St. George, Santa Cruz, Indian Wells. And then I'm trying to see if I want to fit in a 4th. And so there's one in Louisville, Kentucky, which is close to Cincinnati in August. I'm like, I could fly home.
Your hometown.
And then, like, hometown and then like take my mom's car. But like, that's 3 weeks before Santa Cruz. So then I was talking to my mom yesterday and I was like, maybe I could do the one in Idaho, Boise 70.3, and that's in July.
I'm feeling really sore for you right now.
I know. I'm like, that's a lot. And then I'm like, and now, you have these great ambitions, right? At the end of the year, you're like, this is like planning big for next year, like all these races. And then by the time next year comes along, I would be like, holy shit, this is way too much. Like, I'm so tired. I'd love to do something
You'll be in shape,
other.
Though.
That's true. That's true.
When is your off season? Like, when are you taking time off to recover? When you're not getting married?
Well, this year, yeah, it worked out great. It was like after the wedding, after the honeymoon, during the honeymoon, like the whole month of November was just like no working out. But it is tough because I usually always do Oceanside at the beginning of the year and then Indian Wells at the end of the year. And so it's like, I feel like I'm just training the whole year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. So if I don't do a summer race, like if I don't do the Idaho one, then I'll probably maybe take like a mini one. Or maybe I'll do it like my off season when I'm in Europe.
Like a mini vacay? Or a mini chill, like a mini off.
Like I'm not going to be riding my bike or swimming there, Isn't
it funny how when you take some time off and you probably, well, I know you're still in shape because you just like rode your bike for 4 hours after taking, how much time did you take off?
It was great. It's 2.5 weeks.
But you still swam.
Swam once in the ocean and then I walked a lot. That was pretty much it.
That's amazing.
But coming back was like,
it's scary. Like when you take a little bit of time off or like you get sick and you're like, oh my God. But then I swear you come back stronger.
It's, I posted about it on Instagram and everyone's like, oh, it's so good for your body. And then I posted it and I was like, hadn't really come back to training yet. It was like the first day back when I posted it. And I was like, yeah, I took all this time off. And I was like, I still have fitness, blah, blah, blah. And then I went out for a run and I was like, maybe I lied
like,
in that post.
You're like, delete.
Yeah, it was just kidding, guys. It was good, weird. No, it was, yeah, cycling and swimming, I got back like whatever. And then running is like coming back slowly. But my God, I did the turkey trot that week. I think I posted this in my story, but like I did the Rose Bowl turkey trot and
You still crushed it.
I was wearing this little outfit, like a turkey hat. And I was like, wearing my super shoes, my carbon, and my heart rate hit 203.
Honestly, I get it. As a girl whose heart rate goes up high too, you have to. What are you supposed to do? Not go fast?
I know. I'm like, people were like, oh my God. Did you win? And I was like, God, no. I think I was like 7th in my age group. I mean, my pace was like not.
Wait, which one did you do? Is it in LA?
Yeah, it was the Rose Bowl.
Oh, the Rose Bowl. Yeah, I knew
So it was like, but you know who was there?
Taylor Knibb.
Hawker. Do you know, he's the guy who won the 1500 at the Olympics. Remember?
Oh,
the race?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it was like, no one was talking about the U.S., and they're like all these like Norwegian guys. Yeah, everyone's like, Cole Hawker's here. And I was like, maybe someone signed up under his name, like he's not here. And then I finished the race and I'm like looking around, like I walk past and there's this guy, looks an awful lot like Cole Hawker, and all these high school cross country boys were like fangirling over him. Cute. And yeah, Jordan's like, oh my God, look up his results. And so I did. And he just ran it chill. Like I was like, oh, he won for sure. But he ran like a 6:42 pace. Apparently his girlfriend lives in Pasadena. So
everyone lives in LA. Also,
everyone.
LA, OC, like the Dana Point Turkey Trot is really competitive. Or I don't know if it's really competitive. There's like a shit ton of people who do it though. LA, competitive, I'm imagining. I mean, he's there.
I've done that one. The Dana Point one's probably like really fit moms, like almond moms,
Oh, totally. Oh
like
my God.
60-year-old women who are just like so fast.
The runners are ready to run the Dana Point Turkey Trot. I did it 1 year because I wanted to mix it up and I thought I was going fast and I did not. I really thought I was going to be top 3 in my age group. Nope. Yeah. I don't think I was even close.
That's kind of what I thought about Rose Bowl. Although Rose Bowl, it was like, okay, my pace was, I think it was like 6:59, which I'm like, in hindsight, I'm like that. And I PR'd my 2-miler, according to Strava. But I was like, in hindsight, I ran the Long Beach half at like a 7:08.
If you look at your half marathon and then you try to like going to your 10K and 5K pace, it's so freaking hard to get faster at those distances. Oh. Like much faster than your half. Yeah. It's so hard to train that. I get that. Like 5 seconds a mile faster is so fast.
So fast. And then like I look at my Strava PRs for like 5K, 10K, 10 mile, whatever. They're literally all from that half marathon.
I wish I can rely on Strava as much as you do. I swear all of my races that are PRs were not saved to Strava somehow.
Really?
Yeah, so
Girl.
I have another gripe with Strava. And people are like, oh, I saw you did this on Strava. And I'm like, that's not even accurate. But I'm trying to be chill about it.
Yeah.
So I don't even care, you know?
It's just set up. Like, everything I do, I'm like, I'll walk to the mailbox and record on. I'm just kidding. When I was in the Seychelles, though, on the honeymoon, I was recording things that I was like, this literally like a 1 mile walk down the beach. And I was like, record just so it looks like I was doing something. I was like, I need to
gotta keep your stats up.
I gotta keep my stats up. I'm like, this is 2 weeks with nothing. So, but what does your race schedule look like, Miss Boston?
I'm feeling. I know it starts off really strong, and then you're making me feel like a slacker. Just kidding. But I have Boston lined up, which has been something that I've been working on for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, it is really exciting when I think about it. I don't think I was as excited as I wish I would have been. But I don't know. It's just been like a weird, when you're an old runner, just kidding. But
you're so old, elderly.
Freaking old. My first marathon, I was 10 seconds from qualifying that, like, back in 2012. I remember at the time it was a 3:35.
Your first one?
Yeah, and I just wish I would have, and I knew about it, but I didn't really know about it that much. And it was the first year. If anyone has any questions about Boston qualifying times and like the history of that, talk to me, because the first year that I ran a marathon and got close to qualifying, it was the first year that they started doing cutoffs. And so I was talking to someone and they're like, oh, no, you're still going to get in. Like, usually if you're within a minute, like, they'll let you in. I was like, no way, right? That's so cool. Okay, I'm going to go to Boston.
Wait, how much did you qualify by?
Oh, I didn't qualify. I was 10 or 12 seconds from it.
Oh, my God.
But they're like the year before, they were letting people in within a minute from the time.
Yes.
Sorry, I misspoke. There weren't cutoffs, but you still had a qualifying time.
Yes.
And I didn't get in. And then it took me, I think, 2 or 3 more races. Like, you know, had a terrible Ventura and then another one. And
of course.
LA, which is maybe why I like LA, even though it's a new course. I qualified. And
the old course, yeah.
But then, the old course.
The old course.
But I didn't make the cutoff. And so it's finally, I know, I finally qualified and got under the cutoff 10 years later.
Yeah, wait, how far under? Okay. I cannot speak words. For the Boston that you're doing this year, is this the new standards or the old ones? Because I know they changed them.
So
this year.
So that's actually going to come into effect in 2026, I think.
Okay.
Because then it makes sense just because of like the people who qualified, whatever, the timelines. Yeah. But mine was, it had to be sub 3:30. And I think it was like a 5, 6, 4 minute cutoff.
Buffer.
I forget. I don't know. I forget what the buffer was.
What was your time? Like 3:20?
3:22 something. Me acting like I don't know what it is. 3:22:30.
I know, you're like, it's like, I don't know. Like,
I'm like to the second 0.52221.
You're like, you know, like the millionth of the second.
Dude, traveling to an out of town race is so much admin though that I'm like already overwhelmed.
No,
I get it.
I totally get it. People like make fun of me because all these people I'm friends with, all these triathletes, they like go all over the world. Literally to like Europe. The Ironman 70.3 World Champs are this upcoming weekend, I think, and they're in Taupo, New Zealand.
How do you get used to the time difference? I wouldn't be able to race.
Literally, I've flown to Australia once. I'm like, first of all, that is a long flight, and second of all, I'm like, how are all of y'all rich enough that you're just dropping $2,000? I don't know.
No, yeah,
it's probably I don't know. It's so expensive to fly there, and then like you have to fly your bike, and I'm like, it's cool. It's like the world champs. Like, I'm like, I totally listen. If I were rich and if I had qualified I'm a pro, so like there's no way I would ever qualify, but I'm like, I get it, but I'm like, damn, like I don't even know. And then the other thing with Ironman is if you 2029, if you qualify, you have to like, at least for worlds, for like the full Ironman, but it might be the same for half, you have to decide on the spot. It's like if you're like top 2 in your age group, you qualify. And then if you don't want to go, it rolls down to the next spots and such. And so you basically have to decide at the race you just did, glycogen stores depleted, like, oh, I'm going to drop $1,000 on this, like $1,000, $1,000. Because you have to like register right on the spot.
$100,000.
That's crazy. Oh no, it's
so
wild. I'm like,
what if you get injured? Is there insurance? I'm assuming it's more than the $7 Ventura one.
Yes. I think all races do offer. I think a lot of people don't do. I think it is more expensive for the insurance just because the race is more expensive. I don't know how much Taupo was. I'm sure it was like $500 or more. And yeah, there's a lot of people who don't get the insurance and then they get injured and then they get kind of screwed. But then it's like at the same time,
that's so unfair. That seems illegal.
It is unfair. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, you've done how many races, and they tell you like this many times that you're not going to get refunded if you can't race. Because I know a lot of people have to try to fight it. And I'm like, you're not going to get your money back. And then they do offer cutoff.
I mean, I've been there.
Right, same. Like when I first started racing, I was like, please, because I got like a date wrong of something and had to change. And they're like, no. But if you do it before a certain date, I think, like if you're already registered and then something happens, you can defer to the next year. So I'm like, it's not
deferment's
bad.
always a good one.
Yeah. But
1 year.
Anyway, but yes, traveling for races, chaotic. That's why I pick ones that are driving distance, except if I do up Boise, that'll be a flying race. And yeah, logistically, and then I've heard Boston is so expensive, right, for the marathon.
Okay, I have another gripe. My friend we were trying to plan to make it into Boston the same year, but we never qualified at the same. It was a whole thing and whatever. So I got in. I got to do it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to plan it. I live right now, like Montreal, basically, right outside of Montreal. So close to Boston.
Yeah.
If you look at a map as an American, if you're American, you don't know where Montreal is. Look at
No,
a map.
I don't.
Learn something new. I did when I moved here. But it's like 4 hours of a drive. It is so close.
It's nothing.
But flights? Like $700 round trip.
That's insane.
And so I'm like...
Do you have a car there?
I share a car with Dov right now, my boyfriend.
Okay.
So, but he's going to be working, and I'm trying to figure out like who it's this whole thing. So I'm just waiting. I'm like, I'm just going to wait. Like prices are going to go down. Or maybe I need to go on like the dark web and book something. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Let me know.
I'll get
let me know.
I know, right?
Give me the access to the dark web.
Yeah. So that's crazy. But my friend was like, you need to start booking hotels right now.
Oh my God.
And so I booked 2 hotels.
2?
And then I'll cancel one.
Okay.
I don't like
just
either.
Why'd you book 2? Just in case.
Because
the backup.
I don't know. One was like just in case I had a lot like people coming with me, and then one was just in case I'm just gonna go with like a friend and we can like share a bed and it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But Dob's schedule, because he is a soccer coach for CF Montreal, he works basically all year long and then he has 2 months off, and of course he's gonna be working during that time. So I don't know. He probably can come.
You know you should do.
Huh,
you should take that second room and then be like, wait until the last minute when people are desperate and be like, oh, I have a room for $1,000 tonight.
Oh my God. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Yeah. You'd be so rich.
I like Airbnb the hotel.
I would die. I would die. Damn, I'm so smart.
Honestly?
Should we?
Honestly?
Well, I don't have to.
Do we just have a new business? Are we starting a business?
So. Screwing people over. People do that though, right? People do it with like Taylor Swift tickets. You could do it with Boston Marathon Hotel.
Did you see the Taylor Swift tickets that you could get a ticket to go behind the stage? So you can't even see the performance, but you can like be there.
Yeah. How much were those? Were those more? I wouldn't want to be behind the stage. I wouldn't be.
Okay, I saw 2 videos. One video said they were $14 and the other video said they were $1,400. So
those are
I need to
very
watch
different
a third
numbers.
video.
Yeah.
Have you been to Canada?
No. Well, okay. Technically, yes. When I was like 5, we had a lake house in northern Michigan that was like 30 minutes from the border. And so one day it was like, they're like, we'll go up through like Mackinac or whatever and just pop in before. I think you didn't even need a passport. Then I think it was like $19.99 or something. So I was like 6.
$19.99 to just go across the border?
Yeah. Just.
Oh, wait. Are you saying it was the year?
Oh, it was the year.
Sorry.
It was the year. The 90s.
Like, that's crazy.
Like $20. Got it on sale.
Who got you into running though? No one just is like, I'm gonna run.
So Jordan, okay, he's not technically, okay, so he's done half marathons, but when I met him, he hadn't really been, like, I think he'd run a little bit for fun. And his family is definitely like a turkey trot family. Like his dad has run ton of marathons, half marathons
Cute.
and stuff. And so I think maybe from him. And then I remember, I think it was senior year, we all did. This is actually so funny. I think I was kind of new to running still. We did this Ohio State 4-miler. So Jordan went to Ohio State. I went to Miami. So we were like long distance. But I went up to Ohio State for this like 4-mile
You went to
race.
Miami?
Yeah, Ohio.
Oh
Not Florida.
I forgot there's a Miami. I only know that because of The Bachelorette. Someone said they're from Miami, and then they're like, Ohio. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What? Okay, continue.
Yeah. Miami was
This
a
is
school
good-
before Florida was
You're
a state.
teaching us a
so,
lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
1809. So
Okay.
yeah, no, I forget I have to like specify that, but yeah, they were like 2 hours apart. And but yeah, I ran this 4-miler and I got such a bad like side stitch, which I still get like every time I run, but I could not run. I had to walk. And it,
What?
like,
Okay, you're giving me a flashback to cross country 7th grade. What mile did you get the side stitch? Or
like
side
2,
cramp.
I think.
Okay, so that's traumatizing.
It is. I still get it.
No, that's
Like I still get it, but I can. Well, sometimes I get them. Like, okay, I can run through them sometimes, but sometimes I get them so bad. I mean, it's usually if I eat lunch too close, like when I run later or whatever. But I get them so bad sometimes
Same.
I have to like stop running.
no
Yeah,
same.
great.
No, I get it. And everyone's like, you gotta do this. I'm like, I know. Hi. It's like it's only if I eat too much before.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. And I get it. Like some people are dehydrated and they're not. No, I'm holding my Stanley comes with me wherever I go. If anything, I overhydrate. I don't think so. But I drink a lot of water. It's not that. I
Same.
get that. But yeah, sometimes when it happens when I'm on a run and I get a side ache, I just stop for like a second. I'm like,
And just like push
like
into
this.
it.
and I
Yeah.
go,
You have to stop
and
though.
then
You have to stop.
and then I go.
Yeah.
It goes
It's
away.
terrible,
But you
like-
just have to stop for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, and then it kind of goes away. Or at least if it comes back, it's
Sometimes
not
it
as
doesn't.
bad. But
Or you run
I'm
through
like-
it and it takes like 2 miles and then you have to just like deal with it.
and you're like crying. It hurts so bad. But when I got it, I was dying during that 4-miler, and I was like, this is really embarrassing. And his whole family was there, and they were all running it. His younger brother, his like older sister, everyone's like running, and I'm like, oh my god,
Like,
this
I
is so
swear I'm
embarrassing.
athletic.
I know. So I had to really come back from that, and then I think I just like really overdid it. I was like, oh, I can't finish this 4-mile race, and I'm like, let's just do the complete extreme opposite, and just get really into triathlon and do an Ironman. It's like I gotta prove them
Shut
wrong. I'm just
up.
kidding. They didn't even care. No one was even like thinking about it, but I still think about it. It was like traumatic. But yeah, that was
See,
college.
That's crazy because when I was in 7th grade, I had this I thought I could do everything. I was like, cross country, I can do it. I love sports. I love
Yeah.
running.
Right.
And, I mean, I would do the practice, but really it was like to hold my boyfriend's hand. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like,
Oh,
or to
yeah.
be running. We're like, oh, we're going to hold hands now.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And I never really like ran during practice, whatever. The coach, I never talked to the coach. I think I hope there was a coach. I think there was. And then I remember the first meet, I'm just being so delusional. I'm at the start line, like in the fucking front with everyone. I'm just like bent over, ready to go. And you know,
Yeah.
at the beginning of a cross country race, you like everyone sprints to like, you know, get in front, whatever.
Right.
I go balls to the wall the first 100 meters, full speed ahead. And I burned out. I just crashed burn after
Yeah.
that 100.
Yeah.
So I think it was like a 2-mile race. I don't know, nothing crazy. And I was like walking.
Yeah.
Definitely like at least 10 minutes into it. Or
You had a
so
moment of
I didn't
glory,
run
though.
for a long time after that.
It's a little traumatic.
All of high school.
get it.
I was a sprinter. I just didn't want to do distance.
That's yeah. I never did a sport with running ever, and that was kind
That's
of a bummer.
crazy. Well, because you're
I
in the
think it would
pool.
have really helped the triathlon because it's like, well, if I had done like soccer or something, it's like, well, at least I have a little bit of running background. But I was full distance swimmer. Like the longer the better, which is unfortunate because the longest it goes in swimming is a mile, which is like
It's fucking far in the water.
it's far. And that was my like event. And then I was like anything like longer, like 500,000 mile. And then I was like, oh, I must be really good at like long endurance. But then I like started doing triathlon and I'm like, I've done 2 full Ironmans and I'm like, maybe they're just like, I don't know, maybe not for me because I like die at the end. Even marathons, I'm like, shit, I don't know.
I
like a
mean-
half is, but then a full, I'm
Everybody
like,
does.
it's true. I don't know. Some of these girls, I'm telling you, these bitches are fast. And there's some girls that I'm friends with, and they're just like my girl Caitlin Alexander. She'd be a good guest. She's a PT doctor. She's wonderful, but she is like definitely, I think, more. She's like really fast, but she's a pro too. But she's more of like a full, or Alice Albert's like strictly really like full is like their focus, like a full Ironman, and they're running so fast. Like some of these girls are going like low 3 hours, under 3 hours in an Ironman marathon.
Yeah, I don't know.
I myself. After you've just like that's insane.
I can't fathom that.
Never.
They need to go to the wedding too.
It'll be like me and 3 other girls, and then we'll just make sure that we stay the same together. We'll just hold hands, whole race, and then we'll finish at the same time.
I have so many questions about triathlons, which I will ask you in the future.
Oh yeah,
because I'm a noob. I had a bike for like 10 minutes, and then I sold it.
Did it get stolen? Oh.
Honestly, I lived in Long Beach though for a really long time, and I had a lot of things stolen. That was not one of them because I kept it like in a very safe place in my apartment. Good. But it got so dusty because I never used it.
Yeah, that might not get dusty because I use them, but my biggest fear in life would be they do make a little bike alarm though. Yeah, it's like the brand Nog, another KN, Knog. But they make a little bike alarm that you can put on your bike, and so if it like knocks over, if someone picks it up, you can like arm it if you're like at a coffee shop or something. This guy TJ, oh my god. This guy TJ that I ride with, he does 200-mile rides. Just does these 200 like double century rides, whatever. And he was in Ventura.
Ventura County. I'm telling you,
nothing good happens in Ventura.
Nothing good happens.
Like, rode from Pasadena. He was in Ventura. He stopped at a gas station to refill his bottles, and he left his bike outside. He was in there for like 2 seconds, and someone stole his bike. And his bike was like $15,000. And his wife had to drive up to Ventura and pick him up. And like eventually, I think they caught the guy who stole his bike
riding it. He's like on the freeway.
on this like $15,000 Specialized. And I don't think he even tried to sell it, but they caught the guy, and then he didn't have the money to like pay TJ back. So I don't know what happened with that, but I don't know what made me think of that. Oh, but yeah, they have this Nog bike alarm. They can like arm your bike when you go into a coffee shop, or like if you leave your bike somewhere, and it just like sets this like loud ass alarm off, and it's got like Find My location on it, so you could like track your bike. But I'm like, if someone did do that, I'd be like so scared to like chase them down.
Do you have any sisters?
I do not. 2 brothers.
Okay, well, the alarm reminds me of this thing that my mom bought me growing up. My sister, well, if you have a sister, you would know this. Maybe your brother said this too. Doubt it, but
probably. Maybe.
My sister would steal my clothes constantly.
Oh.
And don't get me wrong, I would take hers too. But
yeah,
I made a bigger deal about it. She would she'd use and abuse I would see her friends posting on MySpace wearing my jeans. So it got deep. It got deep rooted. So my mom bought me this alarm for my room, and you would put it at the top of your door. And when somebody walked in, it would be like, beep, 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 beep. But I'm assuming
that's amazing.
Is probably a little bit more,
I should, maybe next time I'll set it off for you. Wait, I need more. Did your sister stop after that?
If anything, it started happening more. You gotta stop editing on Instagram. Are you doing CapCut yet?
A little bit.
Instagram should sponsor you, because I've never met someone who edits so much through Instagram. She is a genius. She's scrappy. She's not put it together.
There's too many issues. But like I tried to get a hold of their support. There's so many issues, and I tried to get a hold of their support. They didn't. There was nothing. They're like, yeah, you can like submit a ticket, or not even that. I don't even know. I like went in and it was like, this is probably your issue, and I'm like, it's not. And then I also got the blue check mark because I was like convinced that I was like, if I don't pay for this, they're not going to push out my content. Which I don't know if that's true. But I'm like,
I'll find out because I just got one.
If you notice a difference,
but I got one because of work. Like I DM people for work through my account to like do influencer stuff for different companies. And so I'm realizing, I'm like, if I don't have a blue check mark, they're going to be like, who's this bitch?
That makes sense.
And it
looks
equally
cool.
got it selfishly for me.
Yeah, it looks cool. That's why I got mine. Was fully selfish.
I mean, it looks cool. So you know what? Judge us.
Judge us.
You can judge me because I don't post very often. I'm like this. I'm a creeper. I'm like Kim Kardashian in the bushes, just like watching your reels and watching everybody's and hating everything. No, not hating yours. Not hating it. Not hating everybody's post. Okay, I did.
Just hating Instagram.
Just hating Instagram as an
app.
app.
No, I get it.
It's a disease.
It could be toxic.
Anyway,
I get really
so toxic.
I get in the, I don't even know. Lately, I've just been, I don't know. I'm like running out of ideas. It has to do with my period. If you're a boy,
You're not running
I'm
out
sorry.
of ideas.
It ebbs and flows with where I am in my menstrual cycle. I swear to God.
Literally and figuratively.
It's a conspiracy theory. And I don't know if this is true, but like when I'm on my period, I'm a better athlete. I'm stronger on the bike. I'm a better runner. And then I'm like, towards the end of my period, I'm like, I'm thinking of ideas. And then this week, which is my period was last week. So like this week, I'm like, I'm on fire, right? I'm like fresh, feeling good. And then the next 2 weeks are just gonna be terrible. I sleep better on my period.
So you take advantage of it now. No, I get it.
Yeah, I'm like, I got
before
2
the
weeks.
period, you're just
I
like,
got 1 week.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
1 week
I'm like,
of content.
I'm ugly. I hate Instagram. My
I'm
content
so fat
sucks
right now.
I was like looking in the mirror at myself. I was like, what in God's name? And then I started my period and I was like, man. But like,
and then you're like,
I'm
how
on-
skinny? What happens?
Yeah, and then, like,
I don't, my sister and I both
snatched.
do that. We're like, one day we're like, nothing fits. And then the next day we're like, wait a minute, are my jeans loose? It
You're
doesn't
like,
make any
where's
sense.
my waist?
Where's like, hello? And then like 5 weeks,
tea.
5 days later, I'm like, so
yeah,
stupid.
every day. And my acne was like, yeah, sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, comes and goes.
That's,
but you're more productive when you're in a certain phase.
Yes, which is,
more
I
creative.
guess probably makes sense. But like ideas flow a lot better when I don't know. And I'm on, and everyone, and then the other thing that's confusing, and we'll have to do a whole episode on this. We'll have to bring someone on. I'm on birth control. I've been on birth control for like 10 years, right? And it was for acne originally. And I'm like scared to go off of it because I'm like, what if the acne comes back? And you look at things online and they act like you still don't have a follicular phase or, what's it called when you're like luteal phase? And what's the other one? Oh, like one where you can get pregnant.
Period. No. Menstruation. No. Menstruation. Wait,
it's like the one that's like 2 days where you're like ovulating. Ovulation. So, my God. And then they act like that doesn't happen when you're on birth control. And I'm like, so should I not be having these same symptoms and like behaviors? And I'm like, but it still works out. I don't know. I think I still have a luteal phase, I'm sure. I can see it in my face and my bloat. Like, you guys are wrong.
Okay, what?
Exactly.
Okay, assumptions. We'll throw a couple assumptions in there. So,
yes.
Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You go first. I'm gonna pull them up. I put them in my notes app.
God, she has notes. She has a notes app. I'm just gonna go off the cuff.
Wing it.
I'm gonna free ball it. High rolling free baller.
Raw dog.
Okay. My assumption, raw dogging it, is you already said that. I was gonna say you've been swimming since you got out of the womb.
Yes. Correct.
So when you were 5, like, was that just like a swim lesson? You were.
I think I did swim
5.
lessons when I was like 3 or 4, and then the swim lessons lady is like, she's really good. And my mom's like, okay. And so then when I was 5, we tried out for the swim team.
And you started doing Ironmans. No, I'm just kidding.
And then I was like 6, and I did my first Ironman.
You can't even talk. You can't even walk at 5.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I remember, like, I still, again, can't even remember what happened in college, but I remember doing tryouts for swim team when I was 5.
No
I remember
way.
it very clearly.
They're like, who's this kid? That's
literally
adorable,
what a
actually.
star.
Okay, you
So
go,
cute.
and then I'll think of my other assumption.
Okay, so my assumptions are like from before I'm like,
No, I love that.
Well,
I thought of one for you, but you go. No,
okay.
No, I love it. Let's go random.
So this is like, I thought you were an ultra marathoner because the reel that I followed
technically
you from.
I did run more than a marathon once, so yeah, I am an ultra marathoner.
There you go.
I'm
so you're an ultra marathoner,
but
so that counts. But
from that reel,
yeah, it was a very funny reel. But I was just like, oh, she must do ultras.
People
Which
are
I feel like is a fair
disappointed.
assumption. I was
Totally a fair assumption. I was also really mad that reel popped off, and then everyone's like, "Why aren't you doing this ultra marathon? Why aren't you doing this?" And I'm like, "Cause I'm doing that. Yeah, I'll do it eventually." I mean, I've always wanted to do ultras, but like, I'll do it eventually.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know. I think I'd say things in my reel that aren't like, I fake things up just based on assumption or like whatever. I'm like talking about marathons and all this stuff that I don't do a marathon. I don't do marathons. Like, I don't know. So
you did a marathon. You do marathons. Yeah. But yeah, you know what I mean. You just talked about it. It's all in the same like breath.
Yeah.
Breast.
Poo.
It's all in the same moves. Okay, my assumption for you is that you had straight A's all through high school.
Oh my God. I was the most average student in the whole world.
No
I am
way.
honored that you think that. Wow. So I was good at writing and like social studies. I was only in one AP class, which was social or history. I was so bad at math. I got like C's, and I got
No
I
way.
got a D at one point in physics. Not the smartest gal,
Physics
which is
was hard.
funny. I'm so honored you think that. And then in college, I was like fine in college. I mean, my GPA wasn't great, but like it's no one needs to know. That's not something that people need to know. Okay, listen,
you don't put that on a resume anymore.
Yeah, you don't put that on the resume.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, if you for my job are listening, you didn't hear this. I'm just kidding. I mean, I graduated, it was fine. Jordan's really smart though, but he like graduated with honors and stuff, and I'm like, not me. No, yeah.
D's get degrees.
D's get degrees.
I don't Carolyn think I got first.
Actually, I think I might. I think I got one D in college. That's actually really embarrassing. It was in statistics because I literally, there's a disconnect.
Good to know.
It's not like it's not like I wasn't smart. It was that there's literally a disconnect in my brain when trying to do math and physics and all that. I'm like, I cannot do it. But yeah.
And you had a bad teacher.
Probably also bad teacher. I had to drop out of chemistry in college because I had a 32% in the class.
What was your major?
It's funny you say that. It was environmental science.
Oh,
so it's like science. And so then I found out, okay, so chemistry was, you get graded on four exams. That's it. That's your grade. And so I did one exam and I got a 36 and I was like, that's not good. So I got a tutor. I studied so hard for the second one and then I got a 28 and I was like, all right. So I dropped out of the class. And then, but I was
it on a curve though?
Oh my God, what if it was 32% on a curve? No, I think I was just really dumb. It was really an A. See, they like hung the grades up and you had like your ID, your student ID. So you didn't know who got what grade, but you could see everyone's grades. And like everyone else did fine, but like me and one other person. But I dropped and then I freaked out. But then I figured I could take geochem, which was like more my vibe because it was like geology and it wasn't like math based. I can't do stoichiometry. So
stoichiometry?
I don't know. It's like the thing where you have like the chemistry formula and then another one and then you have like balance shit out.
Oh, I was a chem major at first, so I should really know.
Oh my God,
this
shut
terminology.
up.
But I'm not. I wasn't. I didn't finish with it.
What'd you finish?
Marketing. But I didn't know what I wanted to do. I loved chemistry in high school. And I was like, I'm going to be a chem major. Duh. I love it. And then I got into it and I thought I wanted to go into sales when I first got into college. I'm like, what am I doing with my chem major? I'm not even passionate about this enough. And then I switched to nutrition and I was at Cal Poly Slow. And at the time, do you know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're from Ohio, so I don't know. We're learning.
Yeah. I know some people that go there.
That's fair.
I know a lot of really smart. That's the thing too. That's funny. I like surround myself with very smart people because I live in technically in Pasadena, and so like we're Caltech and JPL, so like all of these nerds, right? And like for some reason these nerds, and I mean they're nerds in a loving way.
Cyclists.
Yes,
sorry,
they are. They're like all very. It's insane. Like I'll meet these people at run clubs or bike rides or whatever, and like they're all geniuses. And I'm like, there's definitely a correlation between the people who work at JPL and Caltech and ultra marathons. I don't get it. I'm like, you have to be like,
that's interesting.
It's so
nerds
interesting.
Do
I'm
ultra
like,
distances though, or sorry, endurance in general. I think
they got the nerd strength. I'm like,
the mental strength.
I think maybe it's because they know how to endure a lot of pain. Because I imagine probably, getting to JPL, being an engineer is probably a pretty painful process. They're just like crazy athletic.
Someone who works there, let us know.
Yeah. I mean, I got like 100 friends. They're all really smart. Like my friend William, shout out to William, Haley.
What's up, Willie?
And Haley, she's like a pro cyclist. She's getting her master's at Berkeley right now. And then William's doing his postdoc in Georgia Tech. But he was at Caltech and his PhD was like something about the chemistry on like one of the planets of like Mars or Jupiter. And I'm like, he tried to explain to me once on a ride and I was like, what? Yeah.
You're like, oh, you keep talking. I'm listening.
I forgot what. I'll go.
Okay,
I assumed,
my brain.
Okay, sorry, you did ultra marathoner. And then I thought that I wasn't sure that I was scared for our first run together because I thought you were really pretty. And I was like, oh my God, she looks like an LA, like an LA, like influencer girl. And I was so scared that you would be mean and you weren't mean at all. Why would, not that you seem mean in your videos. You're just like,
no, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
I was just like, she's so beautiful. But I was like, no.
No, I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, she's so cute. Like, is she going to be mean? Because you never know. But also, if you say yes to running with someone, like, you have to be
that's
somewhat
true.
normal. But thank you.
Like, have a personality.
That's so kind. Also, I'm realizing in my videos, I'm very sarcastic and like kind of like dry. And I wonder if people, I mean, I am sarcastic, but
see, I didn't,
do people think I'm like mean?
I never, yeah, I don't think I got the vibe like that you're like from the video. I think it was just like, no, I don't know. I think I was just worried. I didn't think you were mean, but I think I was just worried that you would be mean, if that makes sense.
That's so nice because I always look like, whenever I look the worst, I'm like, now would be a great time to make a video.
Same.
Should I put on makeup and do my hair? No.
Yeah.
And that's when I make them. So
same. No, I get
really
it. Or I'm
appreciate
like,
that.
you know, in my menses or whatever.
Your luteal.
My luteal phase.
Where's the luteal phase? Where is that? Is that like when like everything is the worst? Before the period?
I think. Wait, there's luteal and what's
lunar moon?
It's to do with the moons and the tides.
We're an Uber Eats family. It's really bad. You guys are probably like so rich from not Uber eating.
It is. I do enjoy it. Jordan keeps me honest because if he weren't here, I'd be doing it all. I'll like Uber Eats myself like ice cream from Handles, like just like a little, like a scoop, because I'm like, I don't want to drive 10 minutes.
I do that too. Well, now it's snowing, and I'm like, I'm not going outside.
Fair. I have
Even
no
though we have a
excuse.
parking
It's, like,
garage, I can be in my car and it's fine. It's like 5 seconds, but like, I don't want to die in the snow.
No.
So
no,
I'm probably going to Uber Eats after this. Okay, what is your top Uber Eats order? If you were to,
oh yeah,
if you were to Uber Eats tonight, what are you getting?
Sure. Okay, so the reason this is my top is because this restaurant in LA in particular they had one location before, and before COVID, the line would be like 3 hours long. People would buy $50 passes to cut the line, get this food. And then during COVID, they started doing Uber Eats or Postmates or whatever. And so that was like the only way I was like, oh, I can finally try it. It's called, well, now they have a location in Pasadena too. And it's still also very long. Howlin' Rays.
No, I've never heard of it. Chicken. What is it?
Oh my God. It's these chicken sandwiches. It's like fried chicken. It's so gluttonous. It's like the biggest piece of fried chicken. They put like sauce in it. And then I always get like fries. They have pastas. I'm getting hungry just like talking about it. Oh my God, my mouth.
Is this an ode to your Midwest life?
I think so.
Are you in the Midwest? Is Ohio the Midwest?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
She's deep in there. Yeah. Right in the middle.
She's deep.
She's deep in the Midwest.
You know what? I respect that. I respect that. Like a fries and a good chicken burger.
Yeah. Chicken burger. Now that I can eat it in the restaurant, it's like Jordan, the other thing real quick with Uber Eats with Jordan is that he likes it fresh. And he's like, oh, if you do Uber Eats, then it's fresh. And I'm like, I mean, I guess. But like, I don't want to get off the couch. Also, Chinese food. Yeah, that's true. I know. I'm like, there's a microwave.
Thai food.
Yes. Travels well. And Indian food. I'm like, this is like
Indian
fine. I can reheat it.
food.
Even if it's not fresh. So
I'm so into butter chicken right now.
I'm actually making Indian food for dinner.
Tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing a little chicken thigh.
Okay,
he doesn't
get
like
a clip
meat.
of it and we'll insert it into the podcast.
Let's both.
We'll both get a clip of what we eat for dinner and we'll insert it. And don't judge me if I get Uber Eats because let's be honest, it is $5.50 here and we don't have any food.
And it's cold.
The fact I was gonna film what we got for dinner. So we got Thai food. It was good. Okay, hi, this is Michelle because Carolyn did not send a voiceover for this, but this is her Indian food. It looks bomb. If you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you can see it. Oh, yeah. Dang it. We're supposed to put in one of those orders where you can like get food delivered the next day.
Well, yeah.
You know?
You got time.
It's going to be like
or you can just Uber Eats again.
I can go to the store, I guess. I'm not that lazy. I don't know how to use my oven here. It's in French.
Isn't Dava French?
The whole thing. Dava's French. Yeah, he can. Dog, figure out the oven. No, just kidding. Well, I'll follow up on that if I actually
S'il vous plaît? Yeah.
Yeah. Oui. Parlez-vous français?
Oh.
My dog is barking. Okay. In later episodes, we're going to get into it. We're going to dive in. We're going to get weird.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about random things. We have like a lot of random. Oh, Nappa's mad at me now because I haven't touched her in a while. She's like very needy right now. She needs to be touched at all times.
Nappa, you need to wait like 10 minutes.
I know, 10 minutes.
Chill.
But we'll get into it. Like
we'll get into the weeds.
We'll deep dive. We'll get random. We'll get weird. So if this was too fitnessy for some people, just wait.
Actually, let's do a giveaway.
Oh my God, guess what, guys? I know I said it like that. I'm sorry.
I loved it. So yes, okay. So exciting news, right? We're gonna do a giveaway in this episode. So first of all, you might notice if you're watching this on YouTube, the scenery
my
might be
light
a little
just
different.
turned off. It's back. Anyways,
So you guys, exciting news. First of all, you may notice that we are recording in different. It looks different, right? Well, we had to re-record it. Okay, we're beginners. If you're watching this on YouTube, just get over it. Anyway, exciting.
We said everything incorrectly, so we had to do a retake.
We literally, it's our first one, guys. Okay, give us some grace. So we have a very exciting giveaway we're going to do in this episode. So to enter the giveaway, you're going to email goingoffcoursepodcast@gmail.com. And well, first of all, before you do that, go ahead and rate the podcast and subscribe. And then in your email to us, just tell us that you rated it and subscribed.
Also, on Apple Podcasts specifically would be great.
Yes, that would be great. Include your full name, by the way, so we know who you are. We will announce. So from those emails, we'll pick a random winner, and you will win a pair of Open Run Pro headphones from Shocks. And these are my favorite.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, fresh in the box.
They're light. They're easy to use. They're safe.
They're
Carolyn
safe.
uses them.
I use them all the time, bike and run. And listen, if you already have a pair, it's fine. You could just give them as a gift. Like
everyone needs a backup. Oh yeah, give them as a gift. It's December. Tis the season.
Tis the season. So rate the podcast, subscribe, and then shoot us an email to goingoffcoursepodcast@gmail.com. And
telling us you did.
Yes, telling us that you did that. And we will announce the winner next week on the podcast, and we'll mail you out these headphones. Also, if you just want to shoot us an email too with anything you want to hear on the podcast, any questions you want us to answer, let us know.
Yes. Because at the end of every episode, we're going to start answering questions. Get weird,
please.
It could be running. It could be triathlon related. It can be
life
girl related. It could be life related. It could be like, what do you get your nails? Like, what kind of nails do you get? Do it, whatever you want.
Exactly. And it'll be anonymous.
Unless you want to give your name.
Unless you want to give your name. But just if you want to get really weird, we won't tell.
Anonymous. Yeah. We won't tell. We'll share your story and your social security number, but we're not going to give anything else.
But no names.
Wait, okay, maybe we should say something like, now we're going to get back on course. Now we're going to get back on course. No, that's stupid.
Just for the week.
All right, guys, stay on course.
See you next week.
See you next week. Stay on course until next time.
Okay.
You're too nice. You always say that's perfect when I say something really stupid.
It is perfect.
Let's stay with it now and see if it sticks.
Okay, I like it.
Stay on course until next week.
Until next week.
Peace. No, I'm just kidding. I'll cut that out.